Hi everybody, welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm Melva Peters and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in British Columbia, Canada. And you can find me online at stampingwithmelva.com. And tonight, it's Tuesday night, and I always jump on Tuesday night with a sketch challenge. So I hope that you will enjoy this sketch challenge. I've made this card before, so some of you may recognize it, but it is a great way to use scraps. And I have a lot of scraps, as I know everybody else does. And so I decided that I was going to create a sketch out of this card that I had made before and use up some scraps that I have of the beautiful Flowering Fields Designer Series paper. So I will post the sketch in about an hour. It will go live on my Facebook group page as well as on Instagram. So you'll be able to find it and play along with it, post your cards. Once you've made it, post them on my Facebook group. And you might find some happy mail in your mailbox for playing along. All right, let me switch over to my desktop and we'll get started. Perfect. I can see that I'm live, so that's a good thing. All right. So this is the sketch. And what I love about this is I said it uses up scraps. So all of these blue pieces are scraps. So you're going to, now I said 5.5 by 8.5 or 4 1/4 by 11. You could use 4 1/4 by 11. It would just be a booklet fold that is long and narrow. But anyway, so either size of card base works. 5.5 by 8.5 or 4 1/4 by 11. Layer number 1, which is this, you might not be able to see it. There's not much color. So I've got a little peekaboo of kind of a yellowy color that is 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then layer number 2, which is the orange layer, is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So I just want a peekaboo of color. And then these pieces, you have 4 pieces that are 3.5 by 1/2 inch, 2 pieces that are 3 1/4 by 3/4, and 2 pieces that are 3 3/4 by 1/2. You can really cut these to whatever works for you. These were the sizes that I kind of thought about. And so I was just kind of mixing them up. Some are a little shorter, some are a little fatter. Again, just using up some scraps. And then layer number 4, which is your sentiment piece, I said is 3/4 of an inch by 3 inches, or whatever will fit your sentiment. In fact, based on the sentiment I'm using, I've actually cut mine 3 inches by 1 inch, just because my sentiment's a little bit bigger. All right, so this sketch will go live in about an hour, so you'll be able to play along with it. Now let me show you what I'm using. I am using, let me just take this out because there's a glare. So I'm using the Flowering Tulips stamp set. I'm not going to use the dies. I'm really just using it for the sentiments, and I may actually stamp a tulip on the inside of my card. I'm using, this is the gingham embossing folder. Now, let me see, you may be able to see that. There you go. So that's the pattern of the gingham embossing folder. So I've already gone ahead. This is my layer number 2. So this is Evening Evergreen. So let's bring in some of the other things that I'm using. All right, here's my card base. It is Evening Evergreen, and it is 5.5 by 8.5. And I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. And somewhere I have the bone folder, but it has disappeared. So let me grab a bone folder. Here it is. All right, so I've got my bone folder. I always say fold into the mountain, so that's the raised line you just created. So always use your bone folder to give it a good burnish. All right, so there's my card base. Hello. My goodness, lots of people. Hello. Trying to see who is on from, oh, hello, Darlene. I thought it was you from Las Vegas. And Deborah, welcome. Oh, my goodness, from Australia. And I'm not sure I can pronounce I'm going to get it really wrong, but hello from the Netherlands. So I don't even want to try and not do justice to your name. But thank you for joining. All right, so then layer number 2 is Mango Melody. This is becoming, this color combination of Evening Evergreen and Mango Melody is becoming one of my favorites. And it's all because of this really pretty designer series paper that is part of the Flowering Fields. And in particular, this piece of designer series paper that I have used to cut these pieces. Oh, hello, Jill from Australia. My goodness, lots of people. So I have cut, I think I've got 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but I should have 8. Oh, well, I'm missing a couple of pieces, but okay, I'm going to go ahead just because I don't have them here. I thought I'd cut enough pieces, but I'm short some of the pieces, but that's okay. You can use as many or as few pieces as you want. All right, so you really just need a different number of pieces that are different sizes that you're going to put across the top. And I'm going to vary these. So I'm going to flip them, some of them over so that they're not all the pattern, the flower pattern. All right, and then this is my layer number, what layer is this? This is number 2. So this is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And I am going to adhere this on. So this is the one that I've embossed using the gingham embossing folder. Hello, Lee. Welcome. All right, so we will just adhere this on. So you're just getting a peekaboo of the Mango Melody designer paper. And then you'll get more of the Mango Melody with all of the pattern from the tulips. So adhere this, whatever your favorite adhesive is. These days mine seems to be the multi-purpose liquid glue. Just gives it a little bit more wiggle room. Just don't use too much and don't get it too close to the edge. Now, let's do some auditioning of pieces. Now, none of these pieces are going to go on straight. They're all going to be kind of crisscrossing and going at different angles. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start in the middle, I think, because I have 6 pieces to go on. So we'll start with the middle pieces, and I'm just going to lay them here kind of. You will have 8. If you follow the sketch, you will end up with 8. So you can kind of play around with them and they don't have to be all together. But that's the gist of it, is to just kind of position them overlapping each other, not straight. One could be straight, but just really at different angles. And then adhere them on. Hey, Lynette. Yeah, this is definitely pretty colors. Like I said, this is becoming one of my favorite color combinations of this Evening Evergreen and Mango Melody. And Mango Melody, I have to say, I haven't used in quite a while. It's not one of the ones that's a go-to color for me, but it's definitely becoming that. As long as I have this paper around. I'll have to find some other uses for it too. That's that one, not quite as that. Now you could switch this up and use, you could use embossed cardstock, for example. You could use, I was thinking about using some of the designer series paper from the Waves of the Ocean, and then also some of the blue foil. So yours, if you follow the sketch, you'll have 2 more pieces, but because I didn't manage to cut enough pieces, I'm going to just go with this. Hello, Tracy. Yeah, so, okay, so I've got my base. Yeah, so I was thinking about doing one with the waves of the ocean and using some of the foil and even perhaps embossing the foil. But when I went to cut my paper, this is what came to mind. All right, and now I've managed to, I've got my piece of basic white, but I seem to have lost my piece of basic white for the sentiment. So let me just bring in this. So let's see. I'm going to do mine. I think I need it to be, I'm going to do this one. No one deserves a happier birthday. So let's just see how wide I actually, yeah, so I do need it about 1 inch wide. So as I said, for yours, just cut this piece to whatever size fits your sentiment. I need it to be. I don't know if you do this. This is how I figure out sizes of things. Yeah, so about 3 inches as I lay my stamp on my trimmer and then cut accordingly. Okay, so let's get a stamp. We're like a block, I guess. There we go. And I'm going to stamp, I think, this in Evening Evergreen. Oh, huh. Amazing what you find when you lift up things. There's one of my other pieces that could go on, but somewhere I've lost the other one. And there's my piece of basic white. Let's just try and get it straight. I have an extra piece just in case I don't get it straight or something happens. There we go. Yeah, not too bad. All right. Yeah, this designer series paper is so pretty. I think I'll save that one for the inside. Now, I did grab some of the Evening Evergreen. It's actually a brand new roll of Evening Evergreen. This is the open weave. I'm going to be so sad if this doesn't carry over into the upcoming annual catalog because I love these open weave ribbons that we have in all of the different in colors. So I think I'm just going to tie a bow with this, and we'll put that on it. I don't have any embellishments, so it'll just have to be a bow. There we go. Try not to make it too big. Trim that. Figure out where that's going to go. First of all, let's put this on with some dimensionals. So if you're coming in through YouTube, I hope that you'll take the time to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That way, you will get notified when I do videos or when I go live. I don't have a way to do notifications on YouTube that at least that I can find. And so unless you're subscribed, you actually don't get notified. Whereas if you're on my Facebook group or page, you will get a notification. I actually do a post to say I'm going live at a certain time. So you might see that, but you also could get a notification. So subscribe to my YouTube channel, and that way you'll be notified when I go live or when I post one of my video tutorials. Okay, so let's figure out where to put this. Maybe right there. All right, so that's the front of my card. Now let's figure out to do something on the inside of my card. So I've got a piece of basic white that is 4 inches by 5 1/4. That's a little too short. So let's stamp. Let's do some stamping, and let's just do one of the flowers, one of the tulips. So this is 2-step stamping. So I need to figure out where the other piece is that goes with this. So there are these two obviously go together, that one, and then this one, and it's kind of a heart-shaped piece that goes on the inside of this one. And then I need the stem and maybe the leaf. All my blocks in the drawer underneath me. They all get mixed up. Okay, there we go. So let's see. I'm going to practice because I haven't quite mastered these. Oh, and I got a brand new Mango Melody. Let's open up this. I decided I needed to replace my Mango Melody a while ago. Okay. So I expect this is going to be somewhat juicy. So let's do... Okay, I'm gonna just practice. So let's stamp off and then stamp that. And then we'll use this one, which I think goes in like this. Oh, I don't know about that. I haven't figured out the tulips. I've not quite mastered the tulips yet to get them in the colors that I want. So let's just stamp off and then well, that's better. I don't really like the really dark, so let's do that. So I'm going to stamp that off and then we'll stamp this in the corner and then stamp this off, and then this goes in like that. And my tulip will be all the same color. Oh, yeah. I could put some brass butterflies on here. That's a great idea, Tracy. The brass butterflies that are part of this suite are amazing. Okay, so I need the stem. And I'm going to hopefully, not too bad, not have my tulip kind of free floating. So I'm just going to stamp that off just because I don't want it quite so dark. I don't know which way this goes. Maybe that's better. There we go. All right. I'm not going to stamp any more in here. I'm happy with how that is. And then we'll just adhere this to the inside. And then I'm just going to go and see if I can quickly grab those brushed brass butterflies that are part of this suite. So let's see if I can find them. Oh, there they are right there. These are amazing. These are, you get 80 in a package. You can see I've used a lot of them. And you get 2 sizes. And so you can just take and we'll add one of each. There we go. Let's put them both up on this top right corner. Actually, let's put another one. I like things in 3s, so put one lonely one over there. All right, so yeah, these butterflies are so pretty, and they are part of the tulip suite. All right, now let me bring, yes, tongue twister, brushed brass butterflies. Say that 3 times fast. Let me bring this back in. This is my sketch. I had a lady who said, I always like it when you bring your sketch back in so we can see it compared to your card. So it's pretty close, other than I messed up and didn't get enough of these pieces cut. So on yours, you're going to have more of these pieces going across if you cut all 8. But I'm okay with it actually like that. So mine's pretty true to the sketch. Can't say that I always, sometimes I go off script a little bit when I do my sketches, but that's what a sketch is all about, in my opinion. It's just an idea, and you can do with it what you want. You can decide to change it up and just use it as an inspiration. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Use up your scraps. Don't throw them out because, well, I don't know. Sometimes you have to be a little brutal and do some recycling. But I kind of like to save my scraps, and hopefully we'll use them, even if it's just to add a piece of designer series paper on the inside of your card. It just adds so much. Or on your envelope when you're getting ready to send them out. That's another idea. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for joining me. I will be live on Thursday night at 6:30 Pacific with a technique. And so hopefully you'll drop back and check out my technique on Thursday night. Again, if you're coming in through YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you get notified when I'm live. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Happy stamping. Bye.